Instead of seeing my childhood bedroom as a dark place that I literally felt trapped in, I can see it as what a beautiful place that so much creation happened.
Before millions of subscribers knew my Pham, the 22-year-old creator and entrepreneur was a Vietnamese-Canadian kid growing up in a town where she rarely saw anyone who looked like her.
I grew up in a really small town, and I think that there was definitely more Vietnamese and just Asian people in general in Alberta, but where I grew up, I was one of the only ones, and it's funny because the town is called Whitecourt. It was all white people. It was all white people, aside from maybe like my cousin or something, but I think at the time I didn't know any different. So it felt normal, but I think that maybe it's affected the way that I have relationships now, because when I was younger, I was never really chosen too often. I think I grew up really sheltered, so I was always thinking about what it would be like to leave and like what it would be like to have my own sense of freedom. Since my parents were immigrants and they came over, they were very, very hardworking, but they had their own business and everything. And dad was a kid of 8 kids, and he was 1 out of 2 of the only sons, and that plays a big part because I feel like typically in Asian culture, and I don't want to speak for everybody, but in the way I was raised, boys were more of the golden child than anything. And my grandma, who was my dad's mom, really praised my dad and wanted him to like live an easy life. So she ended up raising us instead of my parents. When my parents got home from work late at night at like 8 p.m., instead of us all having dinner together, she would make them eat separately. And then once they were done, we could go out of our rooms and go upstairs, and she would say like, oh, go play with them. But at that point it's awkward, it's not natural, and it felt so forced. And I think that I never really grew up with like a family dynamic, and I felt very individualistic, especially because I was the youngest. I really felt like I was like raised alone in a way, and I wasn't even allowed to have friends really. I wasn't allowed to go hang out with them, so that's really the reason why I got on the internet.
Now, Mai is sharing some of the hardest moments of her life. Her new podcast, MySpace, has become the place where she revisits those memories, mending her relationship with her family and what it looks like to heal.
I definitely hold myself back so much because I have so much negative self-talk in my head telling myself it's not good enough.
The biggest impact on who I am today happened so many years ago that I can reflect on it now. And I think that if I would have started a podcast 5 years ago, I wouldn't have built that relationship with my parents again and had a relationship with my family, and it would have been different. And I mean, I do want to talk about, because you're bringing up, you know, obviously healing your relationship with your parents. I was in my apartment 4 years ago, in my first apartment in New York, and I was just alone one night, and I just started looking around I saw it's this photo strip right here. I saw that of my mom. Yeah. And oh my God, why am I getting sad? It's okay. You can. We're having a sleepover. It's okay. You can be sad. Yeah, I saw that of my parents, and my parents came and visited me when I first moved to New York. And I mean, of course, I still felt a certain type of way about my dad. I was maybe about 18, so only like 3 years had passed. And there was about a year of my life where I didn't talk to my parents at all. Completely didn't talk to them. But I remember that picture was hanging up in my apartment, and I looked at it and I realized like, that one day she's gonna pass away, and I would hate to regret not having a relationship with her because out of a hate for my dad. So I kind of just realized in that moment, I was like, you know what, if I love my mom so much, I need to get over this, and I need to accept my dad, because you know, my dad's the way he is, but I shouldn't have let that affect the way that I love my mom. I called them and I was bawling my eyes out, and I was like, you know what, guys, we need to do Christmas together. And I bought them all plane tickets, and they all came out, and we celebrated our first family Christmas together just about 3 years ago. Because of that moment, I was like, man, like I don't want to live a life of regret. I think especially as like children of immigrants too, there's just so much misunderstanding we have on our parents, because our own parents have their own traumas of like coming to a different country and like starting everything from scratch. Yeah, I think I felt a lot of guilt as well, because I came to understand as well that the reason why my parents were the way that they are, and the reason why I didn't feel like I had a relationship with them, was because they were working all the time. And I think I also came to realize that my mom didn't get to be a mom at all because of my grandma pushing her to work and to take care of my dad. She didn't get to take care of us.
Mai didn't just recreate her childhood bedroom. She reimagined it, filling it with things she always wanted and accomplished. What once felt heavy is now a space to honor both the child she was and the person she's become.
I recall my memories as a negative thing, but in reality, there was so many joys to my life that I loved, and I wanted to kind of like recreate that and also fulfill my childhood dreams, because my room didn't look like this. I always loved decorating, and I did room tours and stuff, and I've also like rebought a lot of the toys that I always wanted. That it's really important for me to look back at the things that I've accomplished, but also be surrounded by younger me, because I think that a lot of the times, like in my life, I'm always thinking about the next thing and literally what's next. But I think that I need to remind myself of what I've already achieved and how far I've come, and how younger me wanted to be a YouTuber so bad. And I can come in here and like look at the plaques and just see like, wow, like I really did it, and I've achieved my dreams. And I think also being surrounded by my art just shows like my childlike self. And I have my cards here that I've been collecting over the years. And, you know, instead of looking forward, I can look back and feel all of the love that I've received throughout my life. And I think it's a really nice grounding place here to be. It really just feels like a bunch of love in this room.
I think it's also like healing your inner child.
Instead of seeing my childhood bedroom as a dark place that I literally felt trapped in, I can see it as what a beautiful place that so much creation happened.